Hello everybody, I'm Joey Trombley calling tonight's game along with Sam Castine on the camera. We're at George Brendler Field. It is Friday night, September 28th. A beautiful night here in Chazy. We've been saying this all year long. The month of September has been absolutely spectacular. Today it called for 70% chance of rain, and we did not see that at all. Tonight's game matches the Chazy Eagles against the Crown Point Panthers. The Panthers and Chazy matched up about a month ago in Crown Point, and it was all of Chazy down in Crown Point with a 9-0 victory. Chazy comes into this game with a 9-game winning streak. Their last loss was to PHS in the Chazy Classic. It was a 3-1 overtime loss, and since that time, Chazy has not had a blemish on their record. So they're here at George Brendler Field tonight. It's a mild crowd. It's a Friday night game. Mild crowd, but a beautiful night for soccer. Right now, Chazy is controlling. Another thing we have going right now is the Nolan Ryan watch. Nolan Ryan is 6 goals away from breaking the all-time state record for most goals scored for any player playing soccer in New York State. 6 goals away, and that's from every level, A, B, C, and D. So we're watching that tonight. Nolan, last time he played this team, scored a couple goals. There's Nolan there now, but it goes to the goalie, and that would be Potter. Justin Potter for Crown Point will punt the ball toward midfield, just shy, controlled by number 3, Rodriguez. He sends it into the Chazy end. It's the Latchmore moving over, and it's LaFountain sending it to the left side, trying to hit Baker. Baker trying to control the ball, but it's Rodriguez to the outside. Good movement by Crown Point right now. Number 4, Wayman with it, trying to find somebody, but it's LeBombard still in the ball. Number 8, LeBombard, and number 5, Tabor going after each other. Tabor called for the push, throw in. Actually, it'll be a kick for Chazy. Nolan Ryan will take the kick for Chazy. And joining me right now is Joe Poissant. Joe is calling the game with me tonight. Joe, thank you for showing up.
I appreciate you inviting me back. I had an enjoyable time last Saturday, and hopefully we can have another nice night.
Well, Joe, I was telling him that we're talking about the Nolan Ryan watch, only being 6 goals away, and Chazy dominating the last time they played Crown Point with a 9-0 lead, and right now Chazy has the ball now. And I guess tomorrow is a big tournament, which Saturday in Moores, for all the town teams to get together.
Yeah, it should be. So I'm going to be missing it this year. Unfortunately, my boys have moved up into modified. I'm going to be missing it, but I was talking to some of the parents, Lisa Brothers, Sean Rogers, who are doing and have been doing youth coaching for several years now.
Okay, I thought you were still coaching. I didn't realize your boys had moved up.
No, they both are playing on the modified team. One's in 7th and one's in 8th grade now.
Boy, time goes by.
Oh, yes, I can tell by your hair, Jack.
Joe the Fish, the Poissant, taking over from Staub, the gorgeous Spiegel. They're always busting on me.
The gorgeous.
Right now the ball is in the Chazy end, and as Reynolds heads it up over to Ryan. Ryan, number 23, gets it by number 3, Rodriguez. Ryan going, he's got LeBombard to his left, he's got Baker to the right, pushes over to LeBombard. LeBombard deep into the Crown Point area, and the ball is knocked away by number 4, and it is number 5, Barrier, giving chase. He controls, pushes it back to LeBombard. And offsides called on either Racine or Baker. And the quick kick by Crown Point, Baker, Jason Baker with the ball. And he's trying to control, knocks it out, and here comes number 11, Titus, for Crown Point, sends it to midfield over to Reynolds. Reynolds over to Barrier. Barrier to right side over to Racine, who pushes it over to Baker. Baker back to Racine. Chazy, 3 or 4 passes in a row. And again, Joe, we say this every time, but Chazy's game is keeping it on the ground.
Yeah, they appear to be doing it well. He has a mixture of kids in there tonight, some different kids in different spots. It seems like he has Barrier in the middle and Racine on the outside halfback position.
Well, it's a good move on Coach McAuliffe. We said this in the other telecast, is that Chazy loses 8 of their starters next year, so it's good to get these younger kids in different positions so they can get this experience for next year.
Oh yeah, that's what he does. He does it well. He does it every year. It's just seems to be nice to see these kids come in a game, in a varsity game, an 8th grader like Barrier coming in and playing well. Kyle Reynolds, I don't think I mentioned him a whole lot the last game. Thinking about it, Kyle Reynolds played a really wonderful game against Ogdensburg, keeping the ball. He's a kind of a quiet defensive man. He doesn't get a whole lot of attention or kudos, but the kid has really stepped up his game since the beginning of the year.
Well, you know, as a sweeper or as a stopper, which Kyle is playing, I mean, he's had some big shoes to fill with losing Casey Trombley last year. And Casey was a big bruiser out there, very skilled, tough kid. I mean, when kids ran into him, they know they ran into a wall, where Kyle Reynolds is more of a finesse player.
Oh, very much so. But he still has height. He has a lot of height in the middle. Keeps the ball outside. He's playing extremely well lately.
And Trombley called with the push-off on number 11, Titus. It will be a kick for Crown Point right now. It will be a direct kick. Anytime it ends with an ING, it's a direct kick, and it was pushing on Trombley. And it will be a direct kick, number 8 for Crown Point, Glebus. Will Glebus will look to take the kick. Chazy sets up on the defensive end, Crown Point on the offensive end, and the ball goes wide of the net. It will be a goal kick for Chazy, and there's a wasted opportunity for Crown Point.
Yeah, they have a hard time setting it up against this Chazy defense. I noticed that they don't have the setup skills. They don't really, I don't know if they don't practice it or what. They don't really set it up well, because you can score a lot of goals off set plays, corner kicks, indirects, directs. You can score a lot of goals or make chances, and you try to take advantage of them when you can, but you have to practice them.
Well, right now, Chazy, and there's Reynolds, who you talked about earlier. Nice play, runs up, and Wayman for Crown Point sends it into the Chazy territory, but Barrier tried to get it over to Baker, controlled by Willsboro. It is Glebus with the ball, trying to get by Barrier, and coming over Steve LeBombard. Knocks it over to Barrier, pushes it over to Jason Baker. Baker back to LeBombard. LeBombard will look around, controls, finds Latchmore, pushes it back over to Barrier, and there's about 5 or 6 passes in a row there. Chazy keeping it on the ground, and a little too far. It was Rodriguez knocking it up. And right now, credit to Crown Point. They played fairly well here the first 7 minutes.
Yeah, sometimes they pass a little too much in the same area, and it makes the defense, it concentrates the defense. You have to switch the ball up, switch fields. You know, it's nice to have those passes with a triangle, but if you're not really going any place with it after the 5th or 6th pass like you were talking about, you might want to switch fields with it if you can.
That's a very good idea. Right now, Chazy putting pressure on down deep into the Crown Point area. It is Racine on a pass from Baker. Will send it into the box. Goes over to Ryan. Ryan is looking to take a shot. And Nolan Ryan just wide of the net. Gets it by Potter. Wide of the net. It'll be a goal kick for Crown Point. And Nolan Ryan, very dangerous, just missed the far post.
That was a tough shot for him to take. He was off balance, and even to get the shot off shows his athletic ability. He keeps doing that. I mean, he's made some shots that most people would not even think about taking, and he does it time and time again. He just missed that when he was off balance, but it was a heck of a shot.
And good hustle by Trombley to get it over to Racine. He knocks it off number 16, which would be LaBounty. Throw in for Chazy. It was Racine with the throw in. He has Ryan. He finds Ryan. Ryan looking to control. He always gets a crowd. Nice move by Ryan. He's trying to get into the box, pushing it over, trying to find Baker, and it is Ben Baker with the ball, and he loses it to number 8, Glebus. Latchmore controls over to LeBombard. LeBombard over to Barrier. Barrier will control. He'll go back to LeBombard. But good defensive play by the Crown Point players. They clear it out. Wise play by Crown Point. When you get that kind of pressure, it's sometimes a good thing just to clear it on the end line.
Oh yeah, you got to take it out of you got to take it out of off the feet of the Chazy players, because they're just going to keep coming right at you and coming at you. And you got to take some of your pressure off, because you're going to be playing defense the whole game. You're going to get tired.
Well, it's a good thing too to that. Plus, it gives you a chance to set up. Yeah. You feel like you're out of control out there.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, right now it's a challenge for the ball, and the ball is headed back, and Kylie with the ball for Crown Point sends it to the right side, trying to hit Tabor, but it goes out of bounds. Throw in LeBombard. He gets it over to Latchmore. Latchmore looking to control, pushes it back to LeBombard, over to Reynolds. Reynolds has some room, gets by number 13, sends it up, tried to find Ryan on the left-hand side, and Rodriguez, or Glebus, sends it into Chazy territory, and Tabor knocks it off to the right side. It is Kyle LaFountain, the senior, sends it over to the senior Latchmore, over to the senior Beeman. Quite frankly, the back four and the goalie are all seniors for Chazy.
Well, they've replaced them this year, and they'll replace them next year, and that's what they just keep doing. It's nice to see different kids coming in. I know Galen got a lot of playing time last year. Perry Latimer got a lot of playing time last year, and it set them up for this year. They're definitely maturing as a team. They keep getting better each game. That's what I've noticed. They're calming down. I know he's got a young kid out there that he normally doesn't have, and here goes Ryan down. He's just fun to watch. I can't.
There's a move by Ryan. There goes Ryan. Knocked away over to Ben Baker. And Baker and Potter go for the ball, and Potter comes up. Nice move by Ryan.
Yeah, like I said, I can't describe that. What do you say?
I would say, as Sam is showing the camera, just watch the poetry in action. Because it is poetry in action with Ryan in the open field. And look at this senior leadership at LaFountain. Comes down, not only slide tackles, controls it, pushes it up to Baker. And here comes Chazy moving up with the ball, but it goes off the back of number 10. I think it was number 10 or 11. It would have went off the back of Titus. It's Chazy throw in up to the middle over to the barrier. Barrier is trying to send it up, and it's number 6, Kylie, for Crown Point controlling. He sends it to midfield, and there is number 11, Titus, with the ball. And Chazy looking to control it is Barrier. He sends it through, and they call offsides on Ryan. It was close, but Jim, what's Jim's last name?
Lacey.
Jim Lacey. Jim Lacey had a better angle than we had, and he called you.
He gets paid a lot more money for that call than we do.
If we said it wasn't offsides, it's just because we have the Chazy green in our blood here, and it's more prejudicial call on our part, but it's not on Jim Lacey. Good call by Jim Lacey. It is Baker with the ball, pushing up to his cousin Ben Baker. Ball cleared out. Here comes Racine, trying to get the ball. Racine will look to take control. Good move by Racine. Pushes it back over to Trombley.
Real nice step over move right there. So it's one of the skills we try to teach the kids, a step over move to get the ball away when you have somebody on your back. We've been teaching the younger kids those moves, and it definitely, you can see it works, and I'm glad to see him doing that. Hopefully these young kids are watching this will realize that these moves actually do work. You don't have to just take it in, take it out. Here goes Ryan again.
But he always brings a crowd. There's always 2 or 3 guys around Ryan when he's in the open field, when they catch up to him.
Oh yeah, that's the nature of the beast. He's gonna have to get used to that. I don't know if he's been used to it since he was probably a freshman, but he's getting more and more attention each year. You know, he's getting stronger, faster. He gets better, and it takes 2 to guard him.
Well, I feel bad for Sam. He's trying to get the game, but he has nothing but Kathy Ryan's head there on the right-hand side. She's on the right, filming for her son, Nolan, right there. And it will be a corner kick. We're having a lot of fun up here with Kathy Ryan. She's stunned. She's stunned on that comment. Right now it's Nolan Ryan with the kick for Chazy on the corner. Ball, nice kick into the box. That could be a goal. Gets by everybody. And goal kick for Crown Point. And that was a beautiful cross by Nolan Ryan.
Oh yeah, and those always create chances. Even if the ball doesn't go right in, it can bounce around. It can bounce off somebody, and that's the way corner kicks are dangerous. I think Westport scored a goal on our team from a corner kick. Scored a really nice goal out of corner kick from us this year. One of the goals that we've had scored. Chazy's passing well, though. Like I said, Coach McCullough has a couple of different kids in that normally don't start, and it's good to get them seasoned in.
Well, right there, you talk about passing too much. I thought Ben Baker at the 18-yard line could have taken a shot. He tried to hit Racine going through. Unselfish play, but he might have been able to take that shot. And it will be a goal kick. The ball is off Trombley on the end line. Goal kick for Crown Point here. We have played 14 minutes and no goal yet, which is, I thought, a little surprising after what Chazy did to Crown Point down in Crown Point, 9-0.
Well, that is true, but I think he has a mixture of kids in that are a little bit different tonight. With Ben Baker, you have Ben Baker starting. You got Jordan Barrier starting, and they're still putting a lot of pressure on Crown Point. Here's a goal. Here.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can see that there was Jason Baker control the ball. The ball just stayed glued to his foot. Yeah. And the goalie had no chance.
Yeah, that's the time you have to shoot. I'm glad he didn't pass it off, or look, he was going right to the net once he got the ball. Nice passing.
And a nice goal by Jason Baker, and the assist by Nolan Ryan, number 23. A big surprise there. Nolan Ryan gets a point tonight. And 2 points given for credit for Jason Baker, and it's a 1-0 Chazy lead here at the 26 minute mark here in the first half. Chazy 13 minutes and 34 seconds to score the first goal, and right now it is Ben Baker trying to push it back. It's Ben being challenged. Good hustle by number 2 Tabor, but Latchmore comes over to intercept the ball, and it is Reynolds will try to get it out on the outside. He does, but good hustle by Tabor, and it is weight throw, they say. Perry Latchmore throws it in over to LeBombard. Illegal throw, I think. Perry Latchmore, senior, called for an illegal throw. You don't normally see that at this level, but an illegal throw by Latchmore. And it is Rodriguez, or Tabor, with the ball. It is the captain. Masson sends it up. Offsides on a nice feed from Masson's.
Number 16, Jason Baker. Transmission by number 23, Nolan Ryan.
Don't make him rush that. Throw.
It'll be a goal kick for Chazy, I think. No, it was an offsides. So we have a kick for Chazy. It'll be Kyle LaFountain taking the kick. And Sam, as a cameraman, you must love this month of September because they've been gorgeous games to tape.
They've been nice. Last night got a little wet and a little cool up here, but it wasn't bad.
Did it rain for the game last night? Because I wasn't around.
Part of the way second half, I think, Kathy.
Second half.
Was the rain coming into the booth, or?
No, we were lucky there. We were high and dry. Oh.
Wonderful opportunity from Crown Point. I think that might have been either... I'm trying to see what number that was. That was a heck of a kick. Number 2, Travis Tabor. Nice shot, hit over the net, and Joe, that was a nice effort from Crown Point.
Yeah, Chazy's defense, sometimes they get I've noticed that against Augsburg last week. When Augsburg scored, they get a little complacent sometimes. I noticed that. They've had some chances against them, and it's hard to defend them when you're a keeper and your defense isn't turned around. You got to have your defense facing them. You got to be an aggressive defense sometimes, and you always have to be facing the ball. It just seems like they get turned around sometimes. They get a little complacent. I don't know. Like it just comes with the game. They just the ebb and the flow of the game. Sometimes you're going to play. They're kids, you know. I guess sometimes I expect too much out of them, but they are kids, and we have to remember that. Even there, they are good. They are going to make mistakes.
Well, right now, Chazy's been controlling, and Trombley giving chase. He's got Racine. He finds it over to Racine down the wing. Racine looking to get by one player. He gets by 2, but he's come back looking to set up. He gets it over to Trombley. He'll push it back over to Reynolds. Reynolds has Latchmore way to his left, but he gets Baker, who has a goal already tonight, who tries to get over to LaBumba, or actually Ryan. And there's Reynolds giving chase. Trombley goes to the right side over to Racine. Racine looking to send it over. He sends it to the center. It is Barrier who sends it back to Reynolds over to Baker. They're passing too much. They got to be shooting the ball in that area, Joe.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. They're it's like a beautiful game, but you got to get goals out of it. They're passing extremely well, and Crown Point's having a tough time getting the ball from them. But you have to finish the shots. There's a couple times they should have taken some shots. They will. They'll get there.
Well, right now it is Ben Baker looking to get in there. He pushes it too far out, but good effort. Ben Baker was making the move, cleared out by number 9 Spring, and it'll be a throw in for Chazy. Racine will give it up for Nolan Ryan. Ryan, we've said this before, his throw-ins are almost like a corner kick.
Yeah, I didn't realize he was that much of a weapon until this year on his throw-ins. I don't remember who was taking them last year. Do you remember who was taking them last year?
Boy, no, I don't. Trombley trying to control. Trombley sends a shot up, half volley, sends it up, and it goes out. And it'll be a goal kick for Crown Point.
I see Trombley trying to use his left foot, though. That's always good. You try to use both feet. It's very important in this game at this level to be proficient with both feet on the field. You're going to have a hard time making a Chazy team if you cannot use both feet.
Inside.
Well, right now we have Jason Baker with the ball. He has Trombley way to the right side. He does switch fields. Trombley will trap. He's looking to send it in over to Ryan. And offsides on Ryan. Boy, you know, Joe, we come back to once you kick the ball, you're allowed to break the plane. I don't think Nolan had broke the plane yet.
I don't know. It's hard to, like we were talking about, it's hard to contradict the ref. You know, he's got a better angle on it than us, and I hate to see all the offsides called myself against Chazy, but it's going to happen when you have an offensive team. You're going to get more offsides. You're going to get more chances. It's just the nature of the beast, I think.
Ryan over to Baker, who tried to go back to Ryan. There's Jason Baker over to Ben Baker, back to Jason. Jason with the ball, looking to make a move. And the ball goes wide, but nobody there for Chazy. And Potter does a nice job of keeping it going out, and it'll be a throw-in for Chazy. But good play by the goalie, Justin Potter.
Yeah, Stetson Fields hasn't been in yet either, really, to show us what he can do. I haven't seen Stetson out there. There's been some players that we haven't seen that normally play. But hopefully we'll see them later on.
Well, there goes a throw-in. Head in by Racine and right into Potter's hands, but nice throw-in by Ryan, headed by Racine. Trombley looking to control. He sends it up over to Racine, who tries to chest it back to Trombley. Trombley has LaFountain, sends it back. LaFountain calls for the ball. He's got space. He goes up to the center to Baker, who tried to one-time it over to Barrier. It's Ben Baker loses the ball. It's back into Chazy territory, and Latchmore has control. He goes up to Jordan Barrier, and he sends it over to Baker, and here goes Baker. Baker has the ball. And Baker, nice play by the goalie.
Nice save by the keeper. He came out. He didn't stay on his line. He came out to get the ball. That's the only thing he could really do. And people that are, kids that are watching this, that's what you have to do if you're a keeper. You can't stand there if a guy's coming down on you. You have to go out to the ball.
Well, I'll tell you what. If I was Potter and I saw Baker on the right and Ryan on the left, my eyes would got pretty big.
Yeah.
Trombley with the control. He pushes it back to the wing to LeBombard. LeBombard's got some space. LeBombard trying to chip it in over to Reynolds, and it's off Reynolds' foot. He can't control. Trombley giving chase as well as LaFountain. And obstruction on Latchmore. He ran off the runner, and it gave LaFountain a chance to get to the ball. Good call by Larry Bayshard, and it will be a kick for Crown Point. And it looks like number 16 for Crown Point will take it, LaBounty. And actually, no, it's going to be number 9, Jacob Spring. Spring with the kick. He sends a deep kick inside. Reynolds has it over to Racine. Racine with the ball. He gets by number 11, Titus. Goes a little too far and controlled by Crown Point. Baker pushing over to Racine. Racine over to Baker. Baker pushing it up. And Ryan giving chase. Ryan gets by number 9. It's Ryan. He gets by another player. Ryan, and nice shot. Good save by Potter. And it'll be a corner kick.
That was a beautiful play. He brings everything to the game.
He puts it out on the field. He lays it out there.
It's what he's been doing since he was in 8th grade, the kid.
Well, we have some more fans have filed in here on a Friday night. We like to call it Friday Night Lights here in Chazy. It's a Friday night game, and a beautiful game on the 28th of September. Just a beautiful day. And no, Joe, it called for 70% chance of rain today, and we didn't see it, so that's a good day.
We've been lucky. We've had some beautiful weather this September. I was at the girls' game last night, and it was kind of nasty and it's kind of wet. It was a good game played by both teams. Elizabethtown beat them 1-0. It was their first loss of the year. I think it was the first league loss of any boys or girls team on this field since we've had it. I don't think we've lost any league games on this field to any team. I think the boys lost at PHS, but it was a non-league game. Oh, Ryan, that hurts.
He's not giving him in the box, so I don't think. I think he's going to pull it outside the box. Outside the box. Right, they form the wall quick.
Nolan Ryan gets taken a lot down. He just gets taken down so much. I don't know. I don't think it's a lot of maliciousness. I think the kids kicked the ball and they missed the ball and they hit him. He's just so quick.
Oh yeah, that wasn't definitely a malicious play. But what I don't understand is it was obvious he was taken down in the box. Why don't the referees call that?
I think it's a gentleman call. They do that a lot. I've seen it in a lot of games. The referees do that. I don't know why they do it, but I think it's more of a gentleman thing. Your team is winning, they're dominating, and then you.
Yeah, but the game's only 1-0.
I agree, but that's the nature of the beast with the calls of the referees, right or wrong. At least they're relatively consistent about it. Unless it's a malicious play or the kid is going to go in and score, they will call that. But if it's outside the box and he's really not shooting, they'll take it right outside the box. They'll put it a foot or two outside.
Well, then you wonder why Ryan gets frustrated out there sometimes.
Yeah, we talked about that the last game. It's true. Or any offensive person, it's just frustrating, but it's the nature of the beast. He doesn't let it affect his game at all. If anything, I think it makes him angry. It makes him a better player.
Right now, LeBombard controlling the ball for Chazy. He sends it into the box. It's going to go out to Racine. Racine looking to control. Racine will take the shot if it's there. He pushes it over to Baker. Ryan looking to take a shot. Ryan trying to get a shot off, and it goes off Ryan. It'll be a goal kick. And it's almost like Ryan's a little frustrated out there right now.
Yeah, he's still creating stuff, though. He's making those defensive people really nervous. They have to get rid of the ball when he's around because he'll pick their pockets and take it in and score. I mean, it's what his game is. He doesn't just play offense. All the goals he scored and all this stuff. He plays wicked defense up on that front line too. He makes those defensive guys work for it.
If Nolan Ryan wasn't as unselfish as he is, jeez. Do you think that shot wasn't a little attitude shot?
I think there was 5 or 6 defensive men around him. He just waltzed. He was dancing that time.
Well, if we're doing the Nolan Ryan watch here, he is now 5 goals away from breaking the all-time record in the state. Again, Nolan Ryan took it upon himself and found the side of the net. And what I was going to say, Joe, if Nolan wasn't such an unselfish player, he'd have broke this record probably last year.
Yeah, he could have easily, I believe. But you just saw him when he got taken down earlier. He got taken down inside the box. They put it outside, and he does. He funnels it into his game. He doesn't let it affect his game in a negative manner. It affects it in a positive manner, I believe. I've seen him do that several times. Get taken down and then just. He gets mean. That's what he does. He gets mean, with the ball, and he just goes down and he'll score.
Well, right now, Nolan Ryan is tied for second place here on the all-time scoring record for the New York State. He's 5 goals away from breaking the record, and right now it's Trombley trying to find Baker. Trombley controlling. He sends it back over to LaFountain.
See how Trombley, he made a little misplay, but he came right back and got the ball. He stuck with it. He didn't give up. And he made something positive out of it. He made a little mistake, a little misplay, and he came back, took the ball again. He didn't give up. He's good tenacity.
Well, the thing is, on any player, you can't ever give up. If you lose the ball, you got to keep plugging away, and you never know. And we talked about the game down in Elizabethtown where Kenny Boris never gave up, and scored 2 goals out of pure hustle.
Yeah, Kenny Boris has had a nice season so far this year.
And right now it's Trombley giving chase. Oh, it's over Trombley's foot, and he hustling back. And good hustle by Trombley, challenging number 11. And Larry Bayshard says holding on Trombley, so it's a direct kick for, and Spring will take the kick for Crown Point. He sends it up. Racine will one-time it over to Ryan. Ryan given chase by number 13, Masson. He sends it way to the opposite field to Ben Baker. Nice feed to Ben Baker. It's 4-on-4. Baker and Wayman. Baker wins that one. Baker lets the shot rip, and Baker drills the crossbar. It comes out over to Racine. Racine and number 16, LeBounty fighting for the ball. And it is Jason Baker. They stop the clock. And we got a lightning delay, 30-minute delay. That is a rule. If you see lightning, you have to stop play for 30 minutes. There's 13 minutes and 20 seconds to go here in the first half. We're in a 30-minute delay here at the George Brendler Field. Chazy is ahead 2-0. They have outshot their opponents 8-0 at this point. All right, we're back from the lightning break, as we call it. It was a half-hour wait. That is a rule in the section. We're back to the action right now, and it is Crown Point with the throw-in. We're at the 13-minute, 10-second mark here in the first half. It is Baker trying to control the ball. He's got a couple players around, and number 2 took it where took a hit, and the ball is cleared into the Crown Point territory.
First time ever, isn't it?
Baker clearing it back into the Crown Point area, and nice header by Ryan over to the outside to Ben Baker. Baker sends it back up. It's Ryan giving chase, and wisely cleared by number 9 Spring. Throwing it is Barrier back to LeBombard. LeBombard pushes it over to Reynolds. Reynolds one-times it up to Baker, a little too far, and the ball is cleared into the Chazy end. Here comes Kyle LaFountain, looking control. He sends it up over to Racine. Racine one-times it over to Jason Baker. Baker looking to make his move. He gets try him in number 3. Rodriguez fighting for the ball. It's cleared out to the outside, and there's a shot by Ben Baker, and it's just wide of the net. Nice effort from Ben Baker.
Yeah, Ben, he was wide open. He got the ball, and he wisely tried to put it on the net. Again, I think he has to get that left foot in action. He was trying to get him with that right foot. He did it last week, last Saturday. It's what I'm telling the kids. You need a left foot. He double clutched maybe a little bit. He had a nice shot. I'm not taking that away from him, but in that example, a lot of times that left foot can come in handy. You need both feet.
Well, I guess it's no different than a basketball player working with his left and right hand trying to dribble a basketball. And I guess it's the same thing in soccer with your left and right foot. And right now it is LaFountain with the ball. Trombley way wide. He'll send it up to midfield. And number 13 giving chase. It is Massones. Loses it to Trombley. Trombley gets it over to Baker. Baker pushes it over to Barrier. Barrier with the ball, trying to find somebody. Goes way right to Racine. The ball's headed up. Trombley is there. He heads it over to Baker. Baker one-times it over to Racine. Chazy moving the ball very well, and Racine controlling the ball. It's Racine pushing it over to Baker. Baker letting the shot rip, and just wide of the net, and Jason Baker just missing an opportunity there.
Jason Baker's playing a really nice game so far today. He's controlling the midfield, both sides, up the middle. He's everywhere. You've mentioned his name several times, I think, more than anybody else, due to the fact that he's around the ball.
Jason, kind of has taken over where Jacob Spiegel had it last year at the midfield, and Jason's kind of controlling it tonight for Chazy.
Yeah, he does. I believe he played the stopper position last year, Jason did, and he did a wonderful job playing the stopper position. Or, excuse me, he did play midfield, didn't he?
He did play midfield,
yeah. He was playing midfield. I'm sorry about that. I think Casey was playing the stopper position. He's playing again. He's a big kid, tall kid. Controls the ball really well. He does nice things with it.
Well, he pushes it back over to Reynolds. Reynolds has Racine wide right, and it goes over to Racine. Racine has 2 players conversion on him. He goes to the open field. It is Ryan giving chase, and the ball is knocked out to Racine. Racine makes a move, gets by 1 defender, gets by 2 defenders, pushes it over into Ryan. Ryan is into the box. Ryan, did he just score? Ryan just drilled a ball off the goalie into the net, and we had no idea he scored. He just drilled that ball so hard. Spring probably has a tattoo on his belly. That ball was hit so hard. And the Nolan Ryan chase is now 4 goals. Nolan Ryan is number 2 now on the scoring record in New York State. He tied it earlier in this first half. He is now sole possession of second place. He's 4 goals away from breaking the all-time New York State record of most goals for every division in soccer, for every player that has played New York State soccer. Nolan Ryan 4 goals away. Joe, I'll say this, for the people who are watching this who have never been to the George Brendler Field to see Nolan Ryan play, he's a senior this year. They should make an effort to get out before this season's done to see this kid play.
Yeah, he leaves you speechless. It's whatever he does with the ball is usually good things, and he makes things happen. He attacks the defenders when they have the ball. He makes things happen all over the field. He's always done that, and he's a joy to watch.
I've just never seen a goalie just have a ball just go off him that hard. I mean, he just drilled that ball with 12 feet from the net?
I don't think he was expecting Nolan to take a shot on goal. I think he was expecting him to cross it, and the vast majority of people would have crossed it.
Well, here comes Baker giving chase. He has number 9 guarding him, and that is Spring, who knocks it out wisely.
Go ahead, Baker.
Ryan has 2 goals tonight. He is 4 away now from the state record. It is a corner kick. Ryan is setting up into the box. The kick will be by Baker. Oh, a nice shot into the box. Racine. Ryan heads it back in. Spring heads it out. Trombley is there. He sends it out to the wing, over to the left side, over to LeBombard. and LeBombard does control, and knocked out of bounds by the Crown Point defender. It will be LeBombard. No, he'll put it down for Ryan. As we said earlier, it's like having a corner kick with Ryan taking the throw in deep in the Crown Point territory.
Yeah, you're watching the Crown Point. They're packing in the defense really heavy now. They know what they're in for, and this is about the only thing that they're going to be able to do is to prevent Chazy from scoring any goals. It's just pack the defense.
It went straight up.
And it is goal kick.
That went straight off. Clear. Clean.
And the ball's headed into Chazy territory. Latchmore will push it back to LaFountain. He tries to make the move. He slips. And it is Crown Point who controls, but Latchmore gets up and he gives good hustle. And the ball's cleared out, and it is Beeman calling the ball. He sends it out toward midfield. Nobody there. Racine giving chase. And number 16, LeBounty with the ball, pushed it over, and it goes into Chazy territory. It is Reynolds with the ball. Reynolds trying to control. He pushes it back over to LaFountain. He's got Latchmore to his left. He finds Latchmore. Latchmore with the ball, working his way toward midfield. At midfield finds Baker, who tries to push it to LeBombard, but good hustle by the Crown Point player, and it's shoved deep into Chazy territory. The senior LaFountain giving chase, and it will go off LaFountain, a throw in for Crown Point. And, you know, Crown Point is not giving up. They're hustling really hard right now, Joe.
Yeah, you see them working that their right, our left side. But Chazy's playing some fine containment defense. They can attack. You have one attack, you have one contain. They've done that well a couple of times. They had one threat just a couple of seconds ago, but really didn't amount to much. Beeman really had it all gathered in easily.
Well, Tabor, Crown Point has an opportunity here on a corner kick. We talked about this before. You got to take advantage of these corner kicks. Crown Point, I think, gets their first one with Tabor taking the corner kick for Crown Point. And he sends it in. It's a short kick, knocked away by Barrier. And it is Ryan. He only has to get by 2 defenders. Ryan has number 16. He gets by him easily enough. He has Spring coming on. It's Ryan and Spring. A little too far. Spring's a good athlete for Crown Point. And he slides down. And it looks like a trip. It is. And Ryan gets the call. And it will be a direct kick for Chazy.
Well, like I've said before, he gets knocked down an awful lot every game. You watch him take some hits, and he gets right back up. He's a tough kid, a real tough kid. And this might make him angry again to score another goal.
Well, he bends it like Beckham, but it goes into Potter's hands, and that's Justin Potter. He sends it deep into Chazy territory. It's off Latchmore's foot. Controlled by Crown Point, trying to push it back. And it's kind of loose right now. Crown Point with control. And it is Trombley giving chase now. Trombley pushes it up over to Racine. Racine calls it, gets it from Trombley. Racine gets by one player. It's Racine he loses the ball. Trombley should control. Trombley controls at midfield, pushes over to Baker. Baker has LeBombard way to the left. It's starting to rain here at the George Brendler Field. Nolan Ryan in on the ball, and oh my God, Nolan Ryan drills it in the upper right-hand corner. Bend it into the right-hand corner. That's the 3rd goal for Nolan. And now, again, Nolan Ryan is now 3 goals away from breaking the New York State record. 3 goals away. Joe, I don't know if it's going to happen tonight, but it's going to happen soon.
I think if they keep knocking him down, it might happen this half, because they've knocked him down 2 times, and he's come right back within minutes and scored a goal. And
well, after he got taken down that penalty box, he has scored 3 goals, and 3 goals with an attitude.
I think he's getting stronger. That's his nature. He's a quiet demeanor off the field. You got to drag words out of the kid, but he takes it out on the other team when he does get angry. He doesn't get angry at himself. He doesn't get angry at his teammates. He just goes out and scores goals.
Well, tonight in the booth tonight we have Lenny Wong from Calgary, Alberta, and we're going to talk to Lenny a little bit. Lenny is a official. He has called many games, basketball games. Lenny, have you ever called any soccer games?
Only played it.
You played soccer. Now you've seen soccer before. What is your impression your first time of Nolan Ryan?
Very good, very athletic, smart kid from what I saw from that angle. So
what did you think of those shots?
with authority, and he knows what he's doing.
Lenny Wong, a very experienced official. He's here from Calgary, Alberta. Actually, Lenny is here for the President's Cup. All the famous golfers are in Montreal this weekend while this game is going on, and he's up here for the President's Cup, and he was so kind. I met Lenny 10 years ago through a real estate conference, and he's come down to Chazy to watch this game, and it's nice to have him up in the booth here with us, along with Joe Puissant and Sam Castine on the camera. And right now, earlier as I was talking, Nolan Ryan almost had a fourth goal, but a good save by Potter.
That was a nice save. He come up with that, and here goes Nolan again, going to make another run here.
And it's Racine. Racine may load up here in a second. Racine trying to find Ryan, but it's knocked away. We got a driving rain here. And boy, I'll tell you, earlier I was bragging how well September was and how great the weather was. And a storm has come in. They called for this rain all day long, and maybe it got here late. But it's here now, and the rain is coming toward us, toward the booth up here. And we kind of like it better when the rain comes the other way. But, ooh. Nolan Ryan was just taken down, no call. No call.
Oh my God.
Hey! That's a foul, right?
Oh my God.
Throw in over to Ryan. Ryan pushes it out to Baker, and a little too far. And Coach McCullough is furious as he took Nolan Ryan down.
He didn't?
Caleb.
Oh my God.
And the ball is cleared into the Chazy area. It is Latchmore. And you know, Joe, with the ground getting wet, the play of the game will probably get a little more sloppy.
Yeah, it should. You're going to see maybe some more missed balls. It's not going to be as crisp maybe, but then again, a Chazy team, they play good ball, dry weather, wet weather, it doesn't matter. There was a few years ago we had a championship game against Elizabethtown. It was absolutely terrible conditions up in Saranac. I think this had to be about 6 years ago, and Chazy still won. They played good ball. Both teams have to play in the same field. They have to play with the same conditions, same ball, same rain, everything.
Well, the Willsboro Crown Point getting an opportunity here. It's kicked out, probably go out of bounds. Should be a goal kick. And it is a goal kick for Chazy. There is 1 minute and 21 seconds here left in the first half. Chazy leading 4-0, 3 goals by Nolan Ryan, only 3 goals away from breaking the state record. Shots on net are 15-2 for Chazy, corner kicks 3-1. Chazy with a very dominating first half. Of course, this game was delayed because of lightning for a half hour. About 10 minutes from into the come back from the break, it started to rain pretty heavy. As Sam says, we all think it was a camera from the stands. The referees thought it was lightning, and you're better safe than sorry, Joe. I guess take them off the field. You don't need anybody getting hurt or killed because of lightning.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer. I mean, you have to look after the safety of the kids first. Maybe I got to kind of agree with that. Speaking of safety, Nolan Ryan get taken down all these times. Sometimes you got to make some calls on these teams that do get frustrated when he gets by them. I mean, the kid might get hurt. It's just not right. It's not good soccer. It's not good sportsmanship.
Well, Rob McCullough was furious that no call was made. Not only no call was made, he thought that the player should have been given a yellow card, but there was no call. And we're under 10 seconds here into the half. LaFountain sends it into the Baker looking to take a shot. And Chazy does get a shot off. And the half has come here to an end. And I think they're going to look for 5 minutes here. And the first half is Chazy with a 4-0 lead, and we'll be back to start the second half. Okay, we're back to start the second half. Chazy will go from right to left, and it was a first half for Nolan Ryan, a first half to remember. 3 impressive goals. Chazy with a 4-0 lead here at the George Brendler Field. The rain it looked like it has stopped now. Had a pretty steady rain there for about 10 minutes. Right now it's Baker controlling the ball. He pushes it back to Latchmore. Latchmore with the ball has LeBombard to his left, but he finds Baker to the center. Baker working his way. He goes left side to the open field. There goes LeBombard. LeBombard with the ball. Sends it over to Ben Baker. Ben Baker pushes over to Jason Baker. And 3 players converge on it. And it is Barrier sends it into the box. Baker lets the shot go above the net. He was just outside the 18. Let it go above the net. And it will be a goal kick for Crown Point. Your thoughts on the first half, Joe?
very impressive with Chazy. Their lateral game was nice. They kept control of the ball probably 85 to 90% of the time. Crown Point really didn't have a whole lot of chances. What they have? Two shots on net the whole first half. I think they've.
And Jim Lacey says hold on Chazy. That would not be a direct kick. So I think somebody needs to touch this. Oh, and it just goes off the Spring's foot. And nice play from the fullback. Spring knocks the ball wide. It will be a goal kick. LeBombard will take the corner kick for Chazy. They're letting LeBombard take the kick, and it will be a traditional corner kick. Chazy is known for their short corner kicks, but it's going to be a traditional kick by LeBombard. And the ball goes nice feed from LeBombard, and there's a nice header by Baker. Good play by Potter, the goalie, and he'll work his way up to the 18-yard line, looking to punt the ball toward midfield. And it is Potter goes into the Chazy territory. Trombley giving chase over his head. He tries to push it back to LaFountain, and Reynolds comes over to help out, and he pushes over to Trombley. Chazy plays that diamond defense that you talked about, and you had LaFountain helping Trombley and Reynolds helping LaFountain, and it worked on that play.
That's exactly what it's made for. It's what it's designed for, to support each other. And you see that it works once again. I mean, that kid was coming in on the net, and Kyle Reynolds made a beautiful play to save it. They don't play a flat, straight across defense. You know, that stuff went out in the 70s, and at least in America. I'm sure in Europe they were probably using it for another 20 years before we caught on. But we are catching up to the Europeans, especially with the women's game. They got beat the other evening by Brazil. But they're still, they won 50 games in a row. The girls, the women's team in the U.S., the men's team, they're getting better and better. The more kids are playing soccer. Women can play it, men can play it. And with the youth programs that are going on nowadays in the States, all over the States, it's nice to see the results of it.
Well, it's a wonderful conditioning sport. You know, you definitely have to have good conditioning to play this game, going up and down the field like they do. It is LeBombard with the corner kick for Chazy. And he had a nice feed last time, and it goes a nice feed again. And Ryan, no, that had been Reynolds, just took it over the crossbar. Nice feed from LeBombard. And I'll tell you what, the last two corner kicks, Steve LeBombard had two nice feeds into the box.
Steve has been impressive with those last two corner kicks, right on the head of one of the Chazy players. First one was Baker, the other one was Reynolds. Two tall kids. That's what you try to do. You know, if you can do it, you have a kid that can bust in and get a head on the ball and try to put it in the back of that. And there was two excellent scoring chances off corner kicks.
Well, right now the ball is controlled by Crown Point at midfield, and it's number 2 for them, which is Tabor. And right now the ball will go back out. Latchmore's got space. He sends it way to the left side over to LeBombard. LeBombard looking to control. He pushes it over to Baker. Baker at midfield. He's being challenged by number 3, Rodriguez, trying to hit Ryan. Ryan slips on the wet surface. And right now on the far side it is Racine, and the shot goes wide by Baker. Baker's a good 25, 30 yards out. Shot wide, and it is goal kick for Crown Point with Potter taking the kick here. We have played about 5 minutes here in the second half, 35 minutes to go. Chazy with a 4-0 lead here against Crown Point on the George Brendler Field on this Friday night in September. Temperature-wise, not too bad. A little bit of rain earlier. And Trombley trying to clear it. He clears it out to the side. It's Latchmore giving chase, also by number 5, Riley. Or actually Tabor. Ball cleared into the Crown Point area. It's Ryan trying to play the mistake. Ryan with the ball. He has Ben Baker, but a nice defensive play by Spring. And he sends it up, and it goes deep into the Chazy territory. Trombley giving chase. And Trombley wisely sends it out, slows things up, gives Chazy a chance for their defense to set up. And it's Crown Point with the throw in here. And the ball comes in to Crown Point controlling, and it is Baker. Baker will send it toward midfield. It will skip over to Spring. You know, the difference, what I'm seeing here, Joe, and we've talked about this before, Chazy will either pass or head with a purpose, where the other teams just seem to just kick the ball, and who knows where it's going.
Well, I think that just comes with trying to keep the ball away from the Chazy offense. They would rather do that than have them score. For you watch their defense, they don't, as you're seeing now, maybe on film, they don't really play a diamond defense. They're kind of flat. They got 4 guys back. You see a wide space here in the middle, where Chazy would have kids pushing up, taking that space away. That's the difference, I think. It's the youth level, coaching, practice with the kids.
Nice feed from Latchmore over to Ryan. Ryan in the and Ryan, oh my God, he is shaking his head on that one. I thought for sure he had number 4.
He'll dream about that again tonight, just like last week. He missed a couple last week like that against Ogdensburg. He had some walk-ins and he throwing them wide. I think he scored 3 goals, 4 goals last Saturday. Ogdensburg is a very good team. And he had some walk-ins. He scored 3 or 4 goals. He could have scored 3 or 4 more just like that. I think he scores more goals or better goals under pressure.
Well, I don't know if he expected the goalie to guess and take a dive somewhere, but it was right into his belly. And I think he thought for sure he's getting number 4. He was right, him and the goalie. But the goalie came up with it. A nice play by Potter. And right now it is Barrier with the ball. Barrier chips it up. It is Ryan giving chase. And number 9, Spring. And Spring is definitely their top defensive player back there. He slides it out as he's given chase by Nolan Ryan. And actually it sounds like it tipped off Nolan Ryan, which I thought it went off of Spring. But it's actually a push on Ryan because they got the kick coming. And it is Baker trying to get up to Ryan. Ryan with the ball. And that was a high kick way over the net. And it will be a goal kick for Crown Point. Number 20. And Budwick coming into the game. And Crown Point does not have a lot of players they can sub in. Actually, it's the only player they can have to sub in. Budwick is into the game and Titus is out of the game. And it's Kalen Titus coming out of the game for Crown Point. Ryan with the ball, looking to try to get by 1 or 2 players. And he gets by, he hangs on. It's Ryan, gets by another player. And he nails the shot, and it is Potter there. Ryan looking to load up again. Ryan loads up again off another player. Trying to control, and Crown Point dodges another bullet on a Nolan Ryan offensive weapon. Ball is cleared out. Trombley with the throw-in for Crown Point. Tries to hit over to. It looks. Racine. Racine has it knocked away, and it's Reynolds one-times it to Latchmore. Latchmore pushing up to Ben Baker, and Ben Baker is number 4. Wayman jumps in front of him, controls it, and Crown Point trying to get into the Chazy territory, and they're coming in. Here comes Crown Point. Latchmore controls, pushes it out over to LeBombard. Good play by Latchmore. LeBombard pushes it over to Baker. Baker has control. He's got Barrier, pushes up over to Barrier. Barrier goes a little too far, comes out to Reynolds. Reynolds one-times it over to the right side, over to Trombley. Trombley has Racine over to the wing. He pushes it in the open space. It's chased by Racine. Racine looking to take control. And the ball is knocked out. Trombley's there. He will control for Chazy. Trombley sends a high shot in toward... Oh! And Potter slips off his hands on a long shot from Trombley. And Potter comes up, and he'll send the ball toward midfield. And it is controlled by Crown Point.
Trombley's done that several times. He throws a nice soft ball in there. He throws a dangerous scoring opportunity for the Eagles. He's done that consistently this year. He's doing it more and more. Sometimes he can put a little bit more mustard on it. You might see a kid come in and head it because a keeper can draw a beat on it if it's a soft ball. Whereas it is a dangerous scoring opportunity at times. Sometimes you should put a bullet in there. Maybe you can pound it off somebody's head, pound it off somebody. Because he's got the foot to do it.
Well, I think he was. I think in that from his distance, I think he was trying to feed somebody.
Yeah.
That kind of drifted into the goalie.
Yeah,
I don't think the goalie expected it.
No. That's what he does. He feeds it really nice to that mostly the far post. He's done that several times. He's getting. It seems like he's getting better doing it. Here's the 8th grader Barrier making a nice pass to the outside.
Oh, nice play by Spring, taking it away from Ben Baker. And Barrier looking to load up. Nice play against Spring. And Barrier, 8th grader, drills it wide of the net, but nice play by Barrier.
Barrier's showing a nice left foot there, too. He got a nice trap, nice behind the leg, and he cut it nice, brought it back, but kept his poise, didn't get excited, and put it on the goal.
Well, I'll tell you, all this playing time that Barrier is getting right now as an 8th grader is just absolutely invaluable to him for his high school career.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Anybody that you can get in at a young age and they can contribute. The minutes that he's been getting this year are really nice. He got a lot of good minutes against an Elizabethtown team, a good Elizabethtown team, and a good game. You know, Coach McCullough has enough confidence in him to put him in.
Well, it's LaFountain in that diamond defense has it knocked away, and Crown Point looking to have an opportunity. And LaFountain says, not this time, just get out of here. But one thing Crown Point needs to do, they can't get too fancy into the box. They got to let that shot rip, because if they wait too long, that defense will be on top of them.
Yeah, they got to hope for a ball slipping out of the keeper's hand, something like that. I believe they really haven't put together a whole lot of passes in a row that have been on purpose this game. And I've also noticed Baker's been all over the place. Baker's playing a phenomenal game for the Eagles.
Well, it's Ryan on the feed over from Baker. Here goes Ryan. He's looking to get in the box, and he's taken down from behind. That should be a yellow card. You can't take somebody down from behind, and yes, we have a yellow card coming. And it is going to be a yellow card. One thing, Joe, you cannot do is you cannot slide tackle from behind.
No, that's just it's dangerous. I mean, you can really hurt somebody. You can put them out of action for a long time, if not cripple them. I mean, it's a very tender open spot back there in the back of the leg. The tendons back there are very vulnerable to that, and that's why they do throw yellow cards for that play. Especially, Ryan. Like I said, Ryan gets knocked down, I don't know how many times a game. You count him up, the times he gets knocked down, taken down hard. He gets back up, and he goes right back at it. He's a tough kid.
Joe, I've seen him bury this many times, this same play right here.
Yeah, this could be interesting.
This could be, it could be. We're going to see what's going to happen here. Oh, my God. Did they give it to Ryan, or was it Racine?
I don't know.
We're going to see. I don't know if it went off the post or what.
Called it anyway. I mean, that was a good call.
I told you, we've seen this too many times.
You're playing my lottery numbers this week.
That was awesome.
Who got it, Nolan?
We're going to see who got the goal.
Phenomenal.
I think anybody touched it.
And referee Jim, who got the goal? Nolan Ryan gets goal number 24 unassisted. Joe, did we call that shot before he hit it?
You did, I didn't.
Nolan Ryan, his 4th goal. With the Nolan Ryan watch, he is now 2 goals away from breaking the New York State record. He has 4 goals tonight. And Nolan Ryan is having a game to remember right now. Earlier in the game, if you remember, Nolan was taken down in the box. You can see a sense of frustration with him. And Joe Poisson said when that happens to him, he gets more frustrated. Not frustrated, he gets more upset, more determined. And Joe, you couldn't have been any more right than that.
How many? He's done it 4 times tonight, and just doesn't pay to take the kid down. They'll realize that one of these days. But yeah, I saw him at a game about 2 years ago. He got taken down a really hard play inside the box, and he went down, and it took him approximately about 12 seconds to go down and score on the other team. He just went right down through him, and it was phenomenal. He got knocked around. I like to watch the video of that. Actually, his father and mother have it, and it's fun to watch because he took it right to him. Took about 12 seconds to score.
I remember that.
Yeah.
The Barrier tries to push it out, and Latchmore, nice play, keeping it in. He calls for the ball. Latchmore with the ball, and it's LeBombard. LeBombard looking to load up. LeBombard loads up, and nice shot by LeBombard, and Spring makes a nice save. We are at the 26-minute mark here in the second half. Chazy with a 5-0 lead, 4 goals from Nolan Ryan, and Ryan still going strong here. Ball knocked away, and Barrier pushes it over to Jonah Curtin. Curtin pushes it back to Baker. Baker looking to make his move, and a good play by Spring. It is LeBombard. LeBombard Pushes it out to the right side, trying to find Ryan, and it's cleared out to the right side, and it's Trombley there. But it's actually the Crown Point player gets to the ball, and Rodriguez, or Tabor with the ball, Captain Tabor for Crown Point, being guarded by Reynolds. Reynolds wins the battle. It's Reynolds with the ball, makes it by another nice move, pushes it up over to Racine. Racine goes back to Reynolds. Chazy moving the ball very well, trying to switch fields it is, and they say offsides on Ben Baker, and a nice play from the Chazy offense trying to switch fields.
Yeah, Chazy's still playing well. They're running on all cylinders for this game. They're up on a lead, but they don't seem to be complacent to keep it. They want to get some more. I see Coach McAuliffe's going to be putting some subs in. Give these older, they give some guys a rest. Probably saving Nolan. I don't know. It'll be interesting if he takes him out. It looks like he might be taking Nolan right out to give him a rest for tomorrow night. He's got some games ahead of him this week.
Well, they got a game tomorrow night against Keene coming in here on a Saturday night. And, boy, what a pass from Ryan. Ryan, oh, man. Oh, my God. Nolan Ryan somehow got up. 5 unanswered goals by Nolan Ryan. Nolan Ryan is 1 goal away from breaking the New York State record. Will Coach McAuliffe allow Ryan to break the record tonight or wait till tomorrow? 5 goals from Nolan Ryan tonight. He is 1 goal away. And is Nolan Ryan coming off the field? Unassisted. Ryan is coming off the field. A 5-goal performance from Nolan Ryan tonight. He is 1 goal away from breaking the record. So he's tied with number 1 right now.
Yes.
Nolan Ryan has tied the all-time goal record in New York State, Joe. This is absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, he's put on a clinic tonight, that's for sure.
You know, we've said this before, somebody of that talent at the high school level comes around once, probably in our lifetime. This kid is a phenomenal talent.
Yeah, enjoy him while he's around because it's going to be interesting to see what the team is going to be like without him. We've relied on him for several years to
5 years
to lead him. Yeah, and it's been a nice. He's had some wonderful teammates around him. He's not going to score those goals without a good team. You know, he's got a wonderful teammates that can play. He's had the Spiegels to play with, Trombley. He's had Seymour. He's had some
Corey
excellent.
Lewis?
Yeah, Corey Lewis. That's true. He's had
The
some
heart and soul.
Yeah, he's had some excellent teammates to play with too. I mean, he hasn't done it all himself. He'll be the first to admit it. You know, and
Well, you see that with his demeanor after he scores a goal. Do you see him making a fool of himself out there?
He doesn't raise his hands. He doesn't get all carried away. He just goes about his business. That's what he does. That's what he's about.
Well, it's Chazy with a 6-0 lead, 5 goals from Nolan Ryan. He is 1 goal away from breaking the record. He has tied the record. Tomorrow night they do play the Keene Beavers, who will be coming into town. And Joe, I think there's a very good chance tomorrow night Nolan Ryan becomes the all-time goal scorer king in New York State.
Well, barring any unfortunate situations that might happen between now and then, I think you might see it. I hope to see it. I want to be present and up here to enjoy him doing that. It's going to be fun.
Joe, we're going to have fun calling that game tomorrow night. And right now it is Jonah Curtin giving chase on a feed by Perry Latrimore, and just a little too far out. And what's also nice at this stage of the game with a 6-0 lead, that Coach McAuliffe did the wholesale changes that he did.
Yeah, I don't think Coach McAuliffe expected, or anybody else expected, Ryan to put on this clinic that he's done tonight. I'm very impressed with him once again, and it's just fun to watch. It's fun to watch the whole team. The whole team plays well. They're doing extremely well. This is how many games are there into this season right now?
Well, this is their 9th league game. They're 9. Since their PHS loss, they've won 9 in a row. Ogdensburg being a game, Canton. So this would be their 8th league victory.
Yeah, that shows a well-coached team, though, that they suffered the first loss. They outplayed PHS. I have watched that game on what I call Calvin Vision, the hometown cable. I watched the game, and they outplayed PHS. They controlled the game. They lost it, but that's the nature of soccer, and they've done nothing but improve that. A lot of that goes with the coaching. The coaching, he takes them. They keep improving. They don't usually plateau off. A lot of teams, you'll find they'll plateau and they'll reach their peak and they don't get any better. And when you're going to go into the playoffs, you have to maintain that sharp edge. And it's nice to see Coach McAuliffe doing that with the kids.
Well, early in the season, we have to go back to last year when they lost that game to Elizabethtown. They start the Chazy Classic. They lose to PHS. When was the last time you saw Chazy go on a 2-game losing streak? It's been many, many years, and people were wondering, what is this team going to be like this year? And now they're going to rattle off 9 straight victories.
I was one of those people. I was watching the team, and I said, gee, now they have some holes to fill this year, and I was not enthused some of the things I saw, but now I've watched them get better and better. And like I said, that goes with the coaching. He knows what he's doing. He mentioned the fact, he said, don't worry about this team. This team is going to be fine. And he is 100% correct, like he usually is about soccer.
Well, as we know, Coach McAuliffe did play Division I soccer. He was an all-star here at the high school level here in Chazy. And basically what he learned at the Division I level, he's brought here to the high school level.
Oh, yeah, but he's still a student of the game himself. He studies books, he has tapes, he's still a student of the game. He watches games, he's constantly improving his coaching ability. And actually he teaches the parents in the town how to coach. Tom Brendler has done wonderful things. I've coached with him for a couple of years. He's taught me a phenomenal amount. Tom Brendler is a great coach for the youth leagues.
Well, you know, it's got to be a treat for George Brendler to sit here and watch one of his former students carry on the tradition. He's got to be proud of the job that Rob McAuliffe has done here in Chazy with the program.
Oh yeah, you know, if Rob keeps going, we may have to change the name of the field.
You heard that from Joe? That did not come from me. I don't think that will ever happen. Coach Brendler, you're safe. That's just Joe the Fish Puissant speaking out of turn here tonight. I think he got a little carried with 5 goals from Nolan Ryan. He's a little intoxicated here.
To give George a little shot, because we were discussing some coaching before the last game in Augsburg this past Saturday, and we both have coached, and it's fun to talk to him still. He still has a lot of enthusiasm for the game, and I asked him, you know, sitting in the stands, do you have a hard time not coaching? And he goes, well, yes, I do. He goes, and sometimes I do. You know, I say things, and he goes, I might offend people. He goes, but he's still a coach. He's always coached, you know, and that's the way it is. And you have, once you start doing it, and it's very hard not to sit there and not say something. You know, it is difficult.
Well, I'll tell you, Chazy has an impressive night tonight. They lead 6-0. We are under 20 minutes, 19 minutes and 54 seconds. You know, Joe, that Chazy's second game is Crown Point, and they've outscored them so far 15-0 in 2 games.
Yeah, Crown Point has a hard time putting any offense together, or actually putting much of a defense together against the Chazy unit. It's good to see the other team come in for Chazy. You got a young Caleb Snide back there. I believe he's number 9. He's playing some sweeper position in the fullback. He's an up-and-comer. He's going to be a force to be reckoned with. He's a very, very nice kid.
Well, the ball goes out, throw in for Chazy, and Chazy gets it in real quick. Lombard with the ball, trying to go down the line over to Eric Martin is what it looks like. And we have a substitution for Crown Point. John Budwick will come into the game, and Kalen Titus will come out of the game. For Crown Point right now, it is Crown Point with the throw-in, and they go to midfield. It's into Chazy territory, but out of bounds, and it will be a throw-in. It looks like Chris Roberts will take the throw-in for Chazy.
Chris Roberts, what year is he in school?
I think Chris is either a sophomore or junior.
Sophomore or junior. He's a stout kid, very strong kid, upper body. I've noticed him. He's fast. You're going to probably be seeing a little bit more of him next year due to the losing of the seniors. He's getting some invaluable time too. I mean, he's going to be a player, I believe. He's strong, very strong kid. I think his father is Stan.
Stan is his dad?
Yeah, Stan's a very nice man too.
Stan was a good soccer player in his day back in the 70s up at Northeastern Clinton.
Stan and his brother used to hurt me on a regular basis.
That'd be Larry.
Yeah.
That'd be Chris's uncle Larry.
Yeah, they used to hurt me on a regular basis.
Well, Joe, back in 1978, the year the Cougars won everything, Larry Roberts was the MVP of the league back then.
Yeah, he definitely deserved it. He was a monster actually on defense. He was a great defensive player. We just could never get by him. He was big, strong, and he knew how to play the game. He was always in the middle. He was always where he needed to be, and he definitely deserved that.
Yeah, because you were on that 78 team.
Yeah, I played for Chazy. We gave him a few games. They remember him.
I was. I mean, you probably don't remember me because I was the one on the bench watching you play, but I was on that team, and we actually had 3 tough games with you guys. We beat you in Chazy, and then I remember you guys came down to the field at Northeastern. We played to a tie.
Yeah, 0-0 to tie.
0-0 tie, and then we came into the playoff over at Seton Field, and we beat you in overtime, if I'm not mistaken, 2-1 on a Ronnie Tatro goal, who transferred from Chazy.
Yeah. Ronnie and I, we've talked about that. We get some good laughs about that. It is fun to reminisce. Tony Musso was on that team also.
Tony Musso was on that team.
Tony Musso was a great player for Northeast. Fast kid.
Remember
fast
Terry
kid.
Foy?
Yes, Terry Foy. Fat, strong kid. He was a jammer. He didn't have a whole lot of foot skills, but the kid, he was fast. He was big, and he'd take the ball and he'd just jam it down the goalie's throat. He was tough, real tough kid.
If I'm not mistaken, I think that year you guys only had 1 loss and a tie, and that came to us.
Yeah, we had a good season. Actually, we had a young team. I had a really young team that year. I was a senior. We had, I think, maybe 4 seniors on the team, and it was fun to bring in sophomores and freshmen. That was when Coach Brendler started to bring those kids in. We had to. They were the better players, and he was playing them. He didn't care what grade you were in. If you could play, if you were the better player, you're on the field.
I remember my memories back from that year. I remember Coach Rick Frisbee, who was a coach then at the time. Matter of fact, we had Dale Hawksby on the team, who's a coach now for Northeastern.
Yeah, his brother Tom, too.
Yeah, Tommy. And I remember when we'd play Chazy, he literally called us into a team meeting at lunchtime, and to get pumped up for you guys. And let's face it, you guys were the talk of the league. I mean, he talked about your control, your ball control skills. And let's face it, we beat you guys because we had bigger guys that were stronger and faster, but you guys kept the ball on the ground.
Yeah. Well, we had to play that game. We couldn't go ahead. You can't go head-to-head against a physically superior team. You're not going to last. I mean, you're going to get hurt. That's what you try not to do. If you have a smaller team, you have to play the skills. You have to use the skills, and that's where Coach Brendler he emphasized that. He's the short passing game, use the field, get open. Don't just try to bring it north and south. We didn't have the team to do that. We didn't have the physical stature to bring it north and south game. Use the field, and it worked. It worked. He brought it to Chazy, and it's been used ever since. And it's been sharpened and honed and refined as the years have gone on.
Well, we're talking almost 30 years now, but Coach Brendler's style of play was a style of play before its time. It's the style of play now, but back then it was just boot the ball and run.
Yeah.
And he was a visionary of how the game should be played, and that's how they play it today.
Yeah, you play team ball. You had quote unquote your all-stars. You're always going to, but it's team ball. You have to have the whole team. Everybody has to do their role, and that's even if people aren't all-stars, they still know what to do. They're not going to hurt you. And that's what he emphasized. Everybody has their role. You do what you do, and you have to play together.
Well, you're right. And what's nice is when a player understands their role, and they play to their role. You see some kids out there who try to go above and beyond what their abilities will allow, and they get hurt out there.
Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with pushing yourself. I mean, that's what you want to do. You try to improve, to push yourself and to do it, but there's certain times to do it and there's certain times not to. On defense, you don't try to fool around too much with the ball if you're not skilled at what you're doing, because defense, you make a mistake, you're going to get burned. Offensive or halfbacks, you can get away with a little bit more flamboyancy, some more moves and stuff. You're not going to hurt your team if you lose the ball because you do have the defense.
Well, Curtin sends the ball toward the box, skips over to Valigi, and Valigi's pushed from behind, but he pushes it back over to Roberts, who sends it back quickly, and it's off a Crown Point player, and it was off of number 16, LaBounty. Throw in Chazy, quick throw in, controlled by Chazy, and that looks like LeBombard. But it's number 13, Messons, for Crown Point, and they come into Chazy territory. He's given chase by Barrier, and good hustle by Barrier. And quick throw in for Crown Point. We are at 12 minutes and 47 seconds here in the second half left to go. Chazy with a 6-0 lead. They have outshot Crown Point 24-4 at this point. The goal kicks or the corner kicks are 5 kicks to 1 in the favor of Chazy. And I think Jacob Beeman would like nothing more than to probably get a shutout tonight.
Yeah, he deservedly should get one tonight. Depends if this defense can stick together. He's got a younger defense in there now. He's got Galen still in, but he's got some of the kids he's switched up, and it's nice to do that. You know, you get a different perspective of the game. You do it. It's nice to play a different position. Then you respect the defense. If you're an offensive person, you go back and play defense, and vice versa. You see what they have to do.
Well, right now the ball is taken off Eric Martin, and it is a throw-in for Crown Point. And this game here is held now. You know, it's turned out weather-wise back to a nice night again.
Oh, it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
And you know, it was nice to see a lot of the fans come back. And I thought a lot of the fans left during the break when the so-called lightning was in the distance.
Yeah,
and
I'm surprised as many people that did come back after that little rain that we had, that little squall. Nice to see the fans still come out and support the soccer. I mean, it's nice. There was a lot of people here last night for that the girls' game.
I wasn't here. I heard that there was a lot of people. I heard there was a lot of good following from E-Town here.
Oh, you know what? E-Town fans are great. It's nice that, you know, it's an intense rivalry, but the fans, I think, for me, Elizabethtown, they're knowledgeable. They do root for their team just like Chazy does, but you know, it's a nice mingling group. It's not where you have your section and we have ours. I noticed that with E-Town fans more so than a lot of other schools. You know, it's nice to see. And there goes Beeman making a nice save.
Good save by Beeman on Tabor.
Yeah, he came out of the net. He didn't stand on his line. He knew what was going to go on when the ball went over Snide's head.
Well, you know, good play by Beeman. I mean, you got a 6-0 lead, and the kid gave it all up to save that shutout.
Yeah, he would like to score. I'm sure to Chazy, it'd be probably one of the highlights of his soccer career.
Well, right now it's Barrier pushes it back to LeBombard. LeBombard trying to send it up, but it goes off number 13, Massones, and it's in Chazy at defensive end, but Chris Roberts says, not on my shift. He sends it back into the Crown Point end, and now it's back into the Chazy end. Barrier giving chase on number 3, Tabor, or Rodriguez, and the ball goes up toward Beeman. He calls for it. Nice play, and gets there before Tabor, the captain, and he punts it very quickly toward midfield. Curtin is there. He's trying to control. Curtin with the ball over to Tyson Dupree. Dupree will send the ball in toward Potter, and it goes to Potter. He'll come to the 18-yard line to punt the ball toward midfield. He actually sends it past midfield, but LeBombard heads it with a purpose over to Eric Martin, who sends it over to Dupree, and the ball will go out of bounds, it looks like, off of Spring, and a good effort by number 5 for Tabor for Crown Point, and Trombley gets it into Curtin very quickly. It's Curtin with the ball. Curtin making a nice move. He's in the box. Will be challenged by Spring. Curtin with the ball. Spring and Curtin fighting for the ball. It is Barrier. Makes a nice move against Spring. And Barrier trying to send it toward the net. And he does. And it goes into the hands of Spring. Spring will run to the 18. He will punt the ball. And he's going to the right side of the field. That should skip out of bounds. And it does. Trombley will take the quick throw in. He sends it up to Barrier.
He doesn't take any time in these throw-ins. He doesn't allow the defense to get set up, which is smart. You know, you take advantage of a quick throw-in. The defense they're not set, and you can create some opportunities to score. There was that chance, and there was one earlier here just a couple of seconds ago.
Well, and you have number 2, Tabor, playing very hard on the Crown Point end. He's been trying to challenge Beeman there the last 3 times out, and Beeman comes out and gets the ball. But you know, Crown Point is not giving up. They're down 6-0. There's 8 minutes and a half left here in the second half, and they're still playing very hard.
No, you got to respect them for that. They haven't laid back, just played defense, kicked the ball out of bounds, and hope to go home and get dry on a bus. I mean, they're still out there playing, and that's nice to bring that game here. I mean, it's makes it more entertaining. I mean, they haven't given up at all. They're still hustling.
And it's got to be, even though they're getting beat, it's got to be a treat for them to know that they get to play a team of this caliber. I mean, 2-time state champions, and there's a lot of kids from those state championship teams still on this team to be on the same field with them.
Yeah, well, it's not just the state championships, also the Final Fours that these kids have been to, and hopefully will this year again. I mean, there's a nice pass right there. I mean,
Dupree to Martin, nice play, and here comes Eric Martin. Eric Martin looking to take the shot, and Eric Martin lets the shot go. Nice feed from Dupree.
Yeah, nice left foot also. I mean, that's he's a player that doesn't get a whole lot of time sometimes in the games, and he's proven himself. He played that was a nice shot, nice left-footed shot.
Well, and how many of these players can say, hey, you know what, I've been on the field with Nolan Ryan?
I can't say that, I'll tell you what. I just enjoy watching.
Ben was out.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Well,
I have some Nolan Ryan stories to tell maybe the next game, because it's just interesting to see the kid grow up as a young kid and watch him grow up, because
he's ruined a few garage doors, I know.
Yeah, he and Kyle have found, yeah, they had to. Tim and Kathy had to replace it. It is funny. I tell my younger kids, because Kyle and Nolan have worked with him, and I told my younger kids that story, and my kids look and they ask if it's real. No, Kyle, oh, yeah, it's real.
Oh yeah, it's real. There's no doubt about it. It is Beeman with the kick here for Chazy. And it skips by number 5, Tabor, and
Illegal.
And it is a throw-in for Wayman. Cody Wayman will take the throw-in for Crown Point. Curtin with the ball pushes it back to Trombley. Trombley looking to control. Trombley sends it up toward midfield, and it is Spring. And Spring's all over the place for Crown Point.
Yeah, you've mentioned, like I said, you mentioned his name quite a few times. He is trying. They haven't given up. They're still going after the ball. They're still trying to make plays. They're hustling. And it's hard when you're down 6-0. It's hard to get up, but they are doing it. They're playing. They're bringing the game.
Well, right now Crown Point trying to work some offense in here, and the ball will skip into Beeman, and he controls it very easily. And Beeman will work his way to the 18-yard line, and he's slowly taking his time, letting the clock wind down here. There's 5 minutes and 38 seconds. It must have went out of bounds because it went on the end of the goal line, so it's a goal kick. And we're at 5 minutes and 30 seconds here left into the game. And I think it's safe to say at this point, Joe, that this is going to go as another victory for the Eagles of Chazy.
Yeah, it'll be nice to see if there's anything in the paper about Nolan tomorrow, possibly breaking the record, even just tying the record. It'd be nice to have a little bit to read about. I like to get up in the morning and see how they've done, and it's fun.
Well, they had a nice article, I think last week, about how he was only 6 goals away, and that was after his 3-goal performance against Ogdensburg.
Yeah, and the thing is about Nolan, he's the last one that wants any accolades for it. They'll have some kind of a little ceremony, I'm sure, and he'll be the nice step over move by Snide. Nice step over.
Not bad for a 9th grader.
Not bad. You got to get rid of the ball just a little bit quicker, but not bad. But Nolan's the last one that wants any attention or any spotlight at all. I mean, that's just the nature of him.
And right now it's number 11. It's Chris Valigi, sends it off a Crown Point player, but over there is Eric Martin. Martin with the ball. Look, he pushes it over to LeBombard. LeBombard taken down by Spring. Actually, it is LeBombard taken down by Spring. And Chris Roberts misses the ball. And Snide, and here's the shot, wide, and Crown Point had an opportunity.
Crown Point's been putting some pressure on the Eagles. They better be awake if they want to keep this shutout. I mean, they've been down in this end quite a bit, more than they have the whole game. I realize it's the second team in there, but they still have to play. I mean, Crown Point should be a little tired. It doesn't seem they're hungry. They want to score a goal. They haven't laid down. I like that.
Well, and the thing is, for the reserves that have come in for Chazy, they got to give their best, because you never know when an injury might happen and they'll be stepped up or be called to step up and take over a position.
Yeah, there's a lot of different situations that happen. You have to know what you're doing, even if it's not quote unquote your position. Coach McCullough, or any coach, ask you to go play, you got to go play. I mean, you're not going to go in and pick and choose, well, gee, I'm going to go play offense, I'm going to go play defense. he's going to put you where he needs you.
Well, right now Martin was given chase. It's controlled by Crown Point, and it is Valigi, and now it's up over to Dupree. And Dupree trying to control. And the handball on Dupree. And you know what? Tyson Dupree, being a senior, giving a lot of effort out there. He's on the reserves, but here's a senior that knows his role. And when he goes out there, he gives it 110%.
Yeah, I'll do it. And it's nice to see they get a chance to play. They know what they're doing. They may not be able to execute as cleanly or as crisply as the first team, but if he's trying and he got the concept is there. You can see the concept is there, and it's nice because he's going to connect one of these days. Has he scored a goal this year?
No, but he's come close a lot. And I'll tell you what, the team will love nothing more than to see a senior get a goal.
Yeah, he appears to be a nice kid too.
Oh, Tyson's he's a very nice kid, and he's doing a fine job here his senior year for Chazy. We're at 2 minutes, actually approaching the 2-minute mark here. It's 2 minutes and 6 seconds to be exact. Chazy with a 6-0 lead. They've outshot Crown Point 25-4. They leave in the corner kick category 5-1 also. I mean, it's a game totally been dominated by Chazy. It'll be a good victory for them. They will win 9 straight games in a row with Keene coming up tomorrow. And you know, next week, Joe, another good test for them is going to be the Chateauguay Bulldogs from Section 10.
Yeah, Chateaugay's supposed to be coming in Thursday. Do you know what time that game is going on?
It should be 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. I'll be here. Oh, darn. He had one. He had his name on that one. That was Mr.
Well, nice hustle by Jonah Curtin in the box. Worked hard, got it over to Eric Martin, and Eric banged it off the goalpost.
Yeah, that was nice. It was good working of the field. Jonah hustled his butt off and to get down there and made that happen. He looks like he's limping a little bit. But he got hurt, unfortunately. I don't know what happened. I didn't see what happened. It looks like a leg injury.
Tony's hurt. I'm not. This isn't any bullshit. I'm being serious. He really is hurt.
Curtin, I hope Jonah's okay. I didn't see actually how that injury was.
I think he jammed his knee, is what it looks like from up here.
Yeah.
Well, we're under a minute here in the game. God, jeez. Number 3, Rodriguez just shoved LeBombard. I don't know what that was all about. But it will be a direct kick for Chazy. I think Steve's laughing like, what did you do that for? We got less than a minute to go here. It's 6-0. You just don't do that. And Baker will send it into the box. Oh, they had to try to set up Dupree on that one, and he just missed that shot. But a good effort from Latchmore trying to set him up. And Chris Roberts sends it over to Latchmore. Latchmore with the ball, looking around. Latchmore making a nice move. Latchmore lets the shot rip wide left. We're at the 22nd mark. And Joe, Chazy will win this game 6-0 here down at the George Brendler Field. And the big story tonight is not so much the victory, but it's Nolan Ryan scoring 5 goals, tying the state record. 5
impressive goals, by the way. Every goal he had, he earned. He got them. It was nice to see there. I don't think there was any. There was no cheap ones there. He earned them, and like I said, when they knock him down, he gets upset and he turns his A game on.
Well, folks, it is a September 28th, 2007. It was Crown Point Chazy here at the George Brendler Field. Chazy wins the game 6-0, a game they completely dominated. I'm Joey Trombley along with Joe Poissant calling tonight's game. On the camera is Sam Castine, brother of Calvin Castine, better known as the Hometown Cable, as we like to call it. Calvin Vision, we call it many names, but they're all positive names. And before we sign off, I want to let the folks to remind you guys, please support these gentlemen. Without them, we wouldn't have them. It's your donations why they stay on the air. Games like this, they're good memories, especially when they go back now, and I know this for a fact, when they go back and they play past things from 10 years ago, 5 years ago, and it just brings back so many fond memories of events in the North Country. You know, any donation you can make, I know they say $12. If you can give more, 12 is great, more is better. But we want to keep these guys on the air, so please support them. And as they say, that's the way it was, September 28th, 2007 in beautiful downtown Chazy. All right, we're at the minute 54 second mark here in the second half. Chazy with a 5-1 lead. They will be 2-1 on the season. Their only loss coming in the Chazy Classic in overtime to PHS. They won the next game against Canton 1-0, and tonight they're ahead 5-1. And my guess is the score will stay that way. And so Chazy will be 2-1 on the season, 1-0 on league play, and which was about a week ago a 2-game losing streak has now turned into a 2-game winning streak again.
Well, you always know that Chazy's going to be tough in the league. It's I know like George Brendler and Rob always try in preseason to play teams that are very, very tough, and that's the whole idea, is to get your players ready, make them play very, very hard in the beginning, and make them play schools that are probably could beat them. I remember years ago when we played Montreal teams, we played Vermont teams, and they always killed us. But when we got to this, our level of play, we seem to be a little bit on top and a little bit better than the league teams, and we seem to do okay, and that's the whole idea of it. This team is going to do fine this year in this league, and who knows how far they'll go. As the games progress. Hopefully they'll